Proof. I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the whole truth. Not the proof.
One of the reasons why we have such a polarization and a white against black is because now we have the internet and we don't have to listen to that media. We can get online and research and find out for ourselves. And so now people are getting books that we wouldn't even know what to go in the library and go look up. But now on the internet, people are doing research and coming up with understanding. And the more knowledge we're getting, the more angry you're becoming because you begin to realize how much you were lied to. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And so because God is a God of justice, justice is a part of his throne, he's going to balance this. And this is what you see. This shaking is a balancing, meaning God, whenever God comes to balance, he comes and shakes everything, and everything that's in the wrong place gets shooken down, gets torn down. And so you see systems falling because God is establishing. Are y'all there? So all of this going on, it ain't the devil. Not all of it. Some of it is. Some of it's God. Are you there? It liberated me to know that God actually loved me. That he loved me. Now I know that sounds simple, but all our life we've kind of drawn blanks in that area because we know God loves us, but why is life so bad? Why is life so hard? I've been all around the world, and everywhere I go, black folk are always in bad shape. I've never been to a city where blacks were doing good. Maybe, you know what? This city might be the only city I've ever been to where I've seen black folk doing halfway good, but then there's some places in this city where they ain't doing good. You can always go west or south. Every city you go west or south, seem like they push you so far over to the south and the west, get you out of here. And it's not just here, it's all over the world. It's like, what is it that everywhere you go, black people, darker skinned people are always oppressed? Are you hearing what I'm saying? If you preachers, some of y'all that's preachers, if you don't begin to deal with race, your people are going to go get on the internet and they're going to get tangled up. And that's why a lot of them are so tangled up in craziness now, because they're so hungry to know, and then they're getting teachers that are not seasoned and not correct. And so you got a lot of people that are messed up now. Some of you all may be messed up because you have people teaching without balance. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You must be taught with balance. Now, my main gift is a teacher. I'm a teacher. And one of the attributes of my ministry is I teach everybody. And I found out that we black folk are as blind as white people when it comes to truth. They've been lied to as much as we have. There's only one people that know. And they own your media and your banks. They the only ones know. They playing white people and black people off each other, and they in the middle owning your banks and your media and everything else in between. Are y'all there? And so we need to understand this. We're being played. I want to prove to you that God is birthing a nation. And this is where this turmoil is happening. And before I get done, it's going to click in your mind what God is actually doing, and you'll be able to go tell folk, this is what's going on. There's going to take a listen. It's going to take a lot of humility in this hour to stay with God. Because God is going to show things that's going to go against your philosophies and theology, and you're going to have to be humble enough to receive the truth. Because the truth is, because especially if you're white, the truth is going to kill your superiority. This truth is killing people's superiority, especially when you begin to find out that most of what we've been talking about God is a lie. The idea that somebody went and painted Jesus Christ is one of the greatest atrocities that ever happened to religion. When I was a little child, we had a big Bible, and on the cover of the big Bible was the white Jesus Christ. Even as a child, I said, who saw him? Who saw him to paint this? I wondered about that because I was wondering, the picture's so clear, who saw him? The features are so defined. As I grew and grew and grew, and I finally came to the Lord as I got older, and I began to do some research. I said, "Oh, okay, this is the Son of God." And then I figured they thought the Pope was God, so this was Pope Alexander's son, that was painted by Leonardo da Vinci, which was having sex with him. So Leonardo da Vinci painted the Pope's gay son and said, "This is the Son of God," and gave us that. Now, the reason why they painted the Christ white, because at first they had made sure they painted him black. Look how quiet. I see we got to mess with the theology. The reason why they painted him black, because the Pope's crusaders did not want to kill people that looked like the Christ. So they painted him white so that they had no problem killing the darker skinned races who would not convert. Go study it for yourself. So all of these years, nobody had a problem. We had never had a problem worshiping whatever color he was. But now if you go online and say Christ wasn't white, well, it don't matter. Why didn't it matter for somebody to paint him white? That does matter. That's psychological conditioning. Condition me about who God was. And I was serving a God that didn't look like me, that I really couldn't relate to. Then you study the word and you begin to study history, and you begin to find out that the Christ that we serve is not a white man. Now, see, for me to say that, it causes people some discomfort. If you know me, I don't really care. I don't care about nobody's feelings when I'm preaching. I don't care about nobody's feelings. I never did preach for feelings.
This is American justice. This is American democracy. And those of you who are familiar with it know that in America, democracy is hypocrisy. Now, if I'm wrong, put me in jail. But if you can't prove that a democracy is not hypocrisy, then don't put your hands on me. Democracy is hypocrisy. If democracy means freedom, why aren't our people free? If democracy means justice, why don't we have justice? If democracy means equality, why don't we have equality?
There'll be no skullduggery, no flim-flam, no compromise, no sellout, no control show, no false show. No, we need either this or that.
Proof. I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the whole truth. Not the proof. I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the whole truth. Not the proof.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching we have watched for a nation that could not save us.